So apparently USA is pissed. As we've seen recently, the USA stars have come out and they're pretty upset about the fact. And basically, now America's pride and America came into the game. So basically, what happened was that the World Cup ended and America finished fourth, right? Which is, for most teams, that's not bad. That's actually great for a lot of teams. And for some teams, like getting a top four, placement would be like the best thing that they ever did in terms of like worldwide basketball. But for America, that's a loss. That's a big loss. You had the best team by far when it comes to talent on the tournament. You had the best coaches by far in the tournament. And now you want to come and tell me that the best team in the world that was put in the World Cup is supposed to lose in fourth place, right? Like, you couldn't win against Canada, you couldn't win against everything, you couldn't win against anybody. So basically now people got mad, especially the Americans, right? Other people from the world were mad because they were like, oh my God, America, they're so like whiny. Why are you guys complaining? You guys didn't win the World Cup. And they were happy to see America lose, but they were sad when the Americans were like, okay, see you in the Olympics, right? Now, this has all caused now a wave of people, and especially, American NBA players basically committing themselves to the Olympics because they hated the results of the World Cup. Now, the Olympics talk normally starts right now or next season, right? When people say who's going to be on the Olympics. And now there's this big story, probably the biggest story in a while, that LeBron James wants to commit to be in his last Olympic Games, next Olympic Games in 2024. Now, if this happens, that will be crazy because it will probably be Steph's last year to be able to, still play in the Olympics at the level which we expect to see them. KD's too, and all these guys. Now, of course, if they're going to go through with it, if their body can handle it, if they can go for a full season, the playoffs, and then actually play in the Olympics, then that's different, and especially since those three guys are in title contention right now. But honestly, now we've awoken a beast because even though the world wants to see everybody and they want to have everybody be great, and FIBA loves when this type of stuff goes down because it makes their game more popular and it makes them look better. We do have to admit that now it's a different game, right? Like, you're messing now with the biggest superpowers, with America, with LeBron James, with Kevin Durant, with Stephen Curry, and now we're getting into a different territory of the Olympics. The Olympics are not anything else. The Olympics are the Olympics. They require the most respect out of anything. And honestly, when we really look at the Olympics, we have to say, that's what really matters. And America doesn't really lose in the Olympics, and the one time that they lost, they formed one of the greatest teams of all time the season after that. And in my opinion, it's now time for LeBron James to do it. People criticize a lot LeBron for always being behind Kobe in the USA tryouts because Kobe would always kind of be, the vocal leader and the leader who would go out there, and lead by example, right? Just like get them in the mentality to play. And then LeBron would be more of a player who on the court would do anything to win, right? Like, if you saw him and how he plays in the Olympics, he doesn't play necessarily to average 25 and 10. He plays to win, right? He does everything the team needs, and he focuses more on defense once he goes overseas. Because since the team is so good, then they can all work together with the skill sets that they have. That's why a guy like Dwayne Wade, was so good on the Olympics and even, averaged the most points out of anyone on the Redeem team because Dwayne Wade got to be off the bench, got to cook, and got to actually be himself. And he was one of the only players who actually got to play like he played in the NBA in the World Cup because that's the only thing that they were expecting from him was defense and offense, and he was coming off the bench, right? Everyone who's a starter normally does take a cut. And in my opinion, the thing is that when we look at that and when we look at now that we might possibly get LeBron in the Olympics, we might possibly get, a squad again in the Olympics, then we have to be happy about that. But we also have to see who is going to play. I know Kyle Kuzma said that he wanted to play, but don't bring me none of these young guys. I want the old veterans on the team. I do not care if it costs people, whatever, if it costs them having to bring in a lot of Adidas athletes. I don't care about the politics of the Olympics. Just bring me the older guys. The Olympics in 2024 is the last Olympics that we get to see the players, the GOATs, these last generation of players come and play. And honestly, I don't care about bias and I don't care what you think about the players. Just bring the best players out. Bring big centers, strong players. Bring everybody out for the Olympics, because the Olympics is what matters to basketball, right? Like, the FIFA World Cup is very important, but historically, America hasn't sent their best squads out there. And the only times that they win is when Steph Curry has gone. So really, we can't expect America to really be dominant in that award, because they've never sent a LeBron there. They've never sent a Kobe there, or at least at their older ages. And it causes them, to have that FIBA World Cup, and they don't really, do that much right there. But when it comes time to the Olympics, they have to go all out. So I don't care who you have to bring on next season. I want to see Trae Young. I want to see Steph Curry. I want to see Klay Thompson. I want to see LeBron James, Kevin Durant. I want to see all of them, right? I want to see Anthony Davis. I want to see all of them. I want to all of them. And the reason why I say that is because, as a basketball fan, this might be the last opportunity to get to see all of these guys on this floor, right? For me personally, I've seen, and you've watched throughout the years a guy like LeBron just go and get into his older ages, and now you're seeing him and you're like, wow, we would like, it's seriously, the time is ticking, right? We have like 2 or 3 more years of this dude. But now that we get to see it, and now that we get to feel it, the 2024 Olympics are coming, and if the USA needs to send everybody out there, and I know that it's repetitive, but LeBron James needs to go, Kevin Durant needs to go, Stephen Curry needs to go. We need to see these players out there playing the games. Trae Young should go. Anthony Davis should go. Like, everyone needs to go, because if they don't do that, it does a disservice to what the United States has done for the Olympics. In the FIBA World Cup, historically, the United States, they don't send the players which they really want to send. They'll send younger players who are still good, and still can win the tournament. But they'll send like this year, where you'll get a group of guys who look good on paper and their play styles fit. But really, they're not supposed to win anything, right? Or they're not supposed to, really over exceed the expectations, right? They're mostly young dudes. Give them some run in the summer, and if they win a medal, then maybe they can make the Olympics, and maybe they could get upgraded, right? But nah, for the Olympics, there needs to be a switch, right? I know that it was a big thing when we see the fact that all of these legends are going to retire, and that they're probably not going to play in the Olympics. But make the qualifiers, make everyone pay, and get to the Olympics and dominate. America took a tough loss, and it's seen right now as like they look weak, they look terrified, they look like they're honestly suffering. And the reason why that happens is because America has been so dominant when it comes to basketball that any single time that they play internationally, they think they're going to win. Even though most people don't even care about the FIBA World Cup until this year, it's caused them to pay attention now. And now the FIBA World Cup is looked at as an important trophy when it wasn't at the start of the year. Now, I'm not saying that it wasn't important to everyone. I'm just saying that it wasn't important to the Americans, but now they want to act like it is. So I think it's a pride thing, They saw their guys out there, they saw the USA logo, they saw the coaches, they saw everyone out there, and they said, okay, we have to win this. And when they didn't, I think it has now caused a fire to burn, where it's like, we have to beat the rest of the world. We look weak. We won 4th place, we won no medals, and we didn't do anything. We didn't even come second in this tournament. And we lost 3 times. And now we need to retaliate, right? So for the Olympics, it seems now that there's been this built-up pride and this built-up feeling of we need to destroy everyone else. And that causes them to now have guys like LeBron saying that they're going to commit. Let's see what happens. What do you guys think about this? And what do you guys think about the Olympics 2024?